Hey guys, it's day 12 of the account and things start to look a little bit weird, but before we get into that, let's check the progress. And when it comes to PvP, it's Master 3 now the rank, I think, probably tomorrow. I should be able to push to the new rank, to Mythic rank, and that's it really for the Arena rank. I'm gonna get the reward, hopefully the Perfect Lattice of the end of the season, and yeah, not much to talk about that. Now, when it comes to Threshold, I reach L4 in everything. I think the Aurora team is the old one that I showed you in the previous video. Then Doki Doki, I made a new team. It's kind of like similar to the one from before, but I just changed a bunch of stuff, especially about Real Mocha, so we're gonna see later. This one still, like now, has a better chance of doing auto run in L4, but it's still not 100% win. I think it's like 50-60%, but it's okay for now. It's we're gonna take that. And then when it comes to Terrormaton, I actually continue to do the thing that I was enjoying to do, so to play with Rosa and Dieting. And I'm gonna show you a clip later because I think it's kind of funny to just continue to progress in Terrormaton with a water unit. But yeah, pretty much we are kind of like stuck in L4 for everything because Inferno is still too much for now. And also when it comes to Green Pursuit, everything is cleared with L difficulty 3 star. And these are the team, just in case. And again, no big news here. It's pretty much all the same. It's I'm getting carried by Rosa. Now, when it comes to PvP, these are the stats. I actually did Platinum in Summit Arena because I wanted the skin of Grey, and also because I needed to get the maximum amount of point for the shop from last week. And now, before we move to the clip for Terrormaton, I kind of want to talk about the situation when it comes to Threshold now, because as you probably already know, it's for Terrormaton, the only team that are clearing Inferno properly are with Shadow Sania. So you can see here it's pretty much the same team everywhere. It's all Shadow Sania, all the first page, or really all the page of clearing Inferno Terrormaton is Shadow Sania. Then when it comes to Doki, at least we have a little bit more option. So this one is very particular with Messiah, and it's gonna need a huge investment. It's basically using Revelation to boost the damage, and this Messiah is 5 dupe out of 5, everything is level 5 or 4 when it comes to the skill, so it's not really something that most people can do. And of course also in this case you're gonna need Lily with a level 5 skill 1. Everything else is pretty normal, Valerian, Kloss and Kazuyo, but definitely the DPS is a little bit of a special one. Now this one is Xiada. This one is actually becoming more popular as a comp, but this guy in particular has Doki Doki, so it's not something that most people can do. And this one also uses Revelation, so basically every time you see a Messiah or a Xiada they use Revelation, which is nice. I was thinking about doing that, building like a Messiah or Xiada for Doki Doki Inferno. The problem is that now, with all the nerf and the buff that they do, like all the secret stuff that they did, I'm not sure if I trust them enough to go for like invest a huge amount of resource into one character just because I want to use them with Revelation for PvE, and then maybe they're gonna nerf Revelation, which I know a lot of people are complaining about that for PvP, but honestly most people don't really care about using that in PvP. Like if they nerf it only for PvP, it's gonna be fine, but if they do a general nerf and they nerf the shell entirely, then it's gonna become much more difficult to use this kind of comp. So I'm a little bit like I kind of start to have trust issue with them when it comes to do like big investment into one character or one shell. And again, like every Xiada is the same with Revelation. All the skill are level 5 here. This one is 5, 5 and 1. So again, it takes a huge amount of resource, like it's a big investment. Now when it comes to the more normal comp, we have usually Grey and Real Mocha, and Real Mocha usually also have skill 3 leveled up, like to max. And then it's Valerian for survivability, Freya for the control and a little bit of everything. As usual, Freya does a little bit of everything, and Kazuyo for the debuff. Now this is the most like easy compilation for a team, in my case especially, because I already have Grey maxed out, at least for skill 2 and 3, and then I already have Real Mocha with skill 3 maxed out, so this is probably what am I going to do. But I don't really like this team because you have to rely a lot on Kazuyo, and I actually use Kazuyo with fully maxed out, like no, fully ascended codex to have one more chance to do the debuff. But I don't know, I don't really like Kazuya, I never really liked this character, and I'm kind of forced to use it in Doki Doki. But this is the situation when it comes to Doki Doki, and this is the situation when it comes to Aurora. I think there's only 3 people, and again this is the crazy Messiah that we saw from before, I think, and in this case he's already using endgame module pretty much. Now when it comes to, actually it doesn't, because it doesn't have yeah, it doesn't have Fury Edge in the equipment, so I think this one is only 3 and it's not really going to activate because you need 6. But yeah, it's basically farming Inferno when it comes to Shell, so as you can see also has... Okay, this one no, this one is also endgame Shell, and this one no. Okay, but it does have access to Inferno Green Pursuit. And again, this is not a very common team that many people are gonna do. It's using basically Masai, of course, at DPS, Lily to help the damage, then Mio for the Dispel and some extra sustain, Linglo for the sustain, for survivability, and then Valerian again for survivability, damage compared to Masaya. And then the one in the middle is with Rosa. Arguably, this is something that I could try to do. Let me see. So this one has endgame module, so again, you're probably not gonna touch Inferno Aurora unless you have crazy amount of damage, which means you have endgame gear, which means you can farm Green Pursuit in Inferno, which also means that you have Shadow Sania, because right now that's the only option that you have to farm Inferno Green Pursuit, and that's one of the big problems that I want to talk about. And now for this Viper, I could actually put Heinrich. This is a very normal Linglo. Let me see the skill. Did he max out anything? No, okay, this is a very normal Linglo. This is also very normal Valerian, and then when it comes to Lily, of course, skill 1 is maxed out, but again, this is not a very difficult Lily to build for people that have Lily. Let me see, Strive. It's okay, it's not a very difficult team, but again, the main deal is that you need to have endgame equipment for Rosa to do as much damage as possible. Also, you can notice that he has 2 dupe, and of course that's also helping for the damage. The big problem that I have now, in my opinion, that the game has now, is that pretty much unless you have Shadow Sania, you cannot access to endgame module. And the reason is that basically every endgame Green Pursuit you must have Shadow Sania to continue. So as you can see, all the team here have Shadow Sania, and the same is for this one. All the team here have Shadow Sania, and you could say yes, but you can farm Sharon in Inferno without Shadow Sania. She doesn't work there. I mean, yes, as you can see, people are using Dieting, but the thing is, what do you drop from Sharon in Inferno difficulty? Almost nobody used this shell. Like, the only one that I use personally from here is Supernova, which I care absolutely nothing about getting endgame gear for Linglo, which is the one using my Supernova. And even the rest of the character, like the shell here, it's Golden Lion is not bad, but it's not something that most people use for DPS anyway. And Halloween is something that some people use on Kazuyo or Valerian, but again, it's not really something you want to build, and like it doesn't get priority when it comes to endgame farming for module and everything else. And again, Dark Moon, I probably saw one person using it, and it's not really that important. And when it comes to Rengokutsu, nobody, I think, cleared Inferno yet, so as you can see, there is no team. And so yeah, the big problem is that right now, even if by any chance you manage to clear some threshold in Inferno difficulty and drop something, which for example, like the specialized core Fury for your DPS, if you cannot farm the Inferno Green Pursuit, this is gonna be useless, because you're gonna need you're gonna have like 3 matrix point here and then 3 matrix point in the shell. So it's really difficult to progress without Shadow Sania, because again, this one almost only people with Shadow Sania. There are some exceptions, but most of the time it's people with Shadow Sania. Then the only way to get the rest of the set for the end game is gonna be through Shadow Sania and Green Pursuit. You could do Doki Doki Inferno again, and this one is actually quite decent for your DPS, because you're gonna have 20% attack extra, which is nice, and then speed. But again, to be able to finish the set, you're gonna need to farm Inferno Green Pursuit and have Shadow Sania. So situation is kinda bad. When it comes to the characters, right now, the big improvement that I did is for Rilmoka. So I built an entire Kinai set for her. And the reason is because I farm like this shell for like, I don't know, 2-3 days, and the only good set of matrix that I found with Fury was Kinai, so I couldn't go for momentum. If possible, I would have preferred momentum, but again, I just didn't, I never found the combination between Fury and momentum, so I had to go with this, and it's fully maxed out. As you can see, I think the only passive that I have to reroll is this one. This one is 12% crit rate, and then this one is 6.5% final damage, which is amazing, obviously. And then, as usual, Rilmoka has the skill 3 maxed out, and when it comes to Fury, I just give her the two item from Rosa when I want to farm Doki Doki. So right now, Rilmoka is kind of like in a good place, not really good, but decent enough place. When it comes to Aurora, of course, I use Rosa, and I maxed out all the skill, and this because it's the character that I enjoy the most, and she also has Revelation as a shell, so very, very good, very, very strong, and also the passive are all amazing. So 16% damage, 17% crit damage, and 7% odd Animus final damage, which is nice because I only use Revelation on Rosa, really. And when it comes to other character, I didn't really change much. I'm actually farming Aurora L4 to make a new set for dieting, but I didn't finish yet. I'm actually quite far away from finishing. Then I built a fully ascended codex. As you can see, I think I showed you in the previous video, I'm using it on Marvel for now to farm easy in L4 for Aurora. It's very, very good. Basically, it kind of like negated the nerf that Marvel got, because the biggest nerf was that on skill 3 you're gonna have 5 turn now of cooldown, but with Codex you just can do skill 3 2 times in a row. So basically you don't care anymore about the nerf that Marvel got. Of course, they still reduce a little bit the percentage of the stuff that you do with skill 3, but it's not that bad compared to the cooldown reduction. And when it comes to Lily, I'm actually starting to consider to build the skill 1 of Lily. I actually have 3 out of 4 lattice, so probably this is gonna be the next skill that I'm gonna max out in the game, now that I finish Rosa and Rilmok already has skill 3 maxed out. Then I also had to build Valeria. Now she doesn't have any equipment because I only give it to her when I do run of Doki Doki or Terrormaton, but at this point I think for most people Valerian is like a must when it comes to survivability, just because they made PvE so much more difficult to compare to the previous beta. And of course, if you want to use Valerian, then maxing out skill 3 is a must. Then the same situation for Kazuyo. She doesn't have equipment, I only give it to her when I want to farm Doki Doki. And again, in this case, maxing out skill 3 is kind of like a must, because without that you're not really gonna do enough like debuff to finish the run, because it's not as good as Kraken. I prefer Kraken just because if someone hit a character when they are frozen, they don't like the debuff is not gonna clear. But with Kazuyo, it's gonna clear if someone accidentally touched them before your DPS, so it's a little bit difficult to manage, and it makes your life easier if you have the skill maxed out. And that's really it for the character. Let's just check the shell situation very, very fast. As I mentioned before, I maxed out 1 Codex of Magic. I still need to finish rolling the bonus, but I just didn't have enough resource. Now I'm actually almost finished building a second one, because I think it's gonna be necessary to farm properly Inferno Doki Doki. And yeah, the Matrix kinda sucks. I'm just going for Swift Rush now and whatever happened like in the second one, because I don't know, I feel like for Count and Codex of Magic, so for the shell that you drop from Rengokutsu L, the Matrix combination are so bad that it's very, very difficult to find something decent when it comes to like to do something for your equipment. For now I'm actually quite happy with this one, because I use it also for PvP, so basically I built a immunity set with like on Marvel, but I can really give it to anyone that I want. And let's see, Artisan was already there for a long time. I actually did the Jackal Guard fully awakened just because I had so much extra resource and I didn't find for a long time a good matrix for Codex and for Count. So with all the extra resource, I just went ahead and maxed out a Jackal Guard. It's not very important, not very useful right now, but at least we have it. And that's it really. Like the only plan I have is to slowly farm the second Codex and just run with 2 Codex in my Doki Doki. Hopefully it's gonna be enough between everything, between Count, maxed out, 2 Codex and everything else. Hopefully it's gonna be enough to clear Doki Doki Inferno, but even then it's not really exciting. Like I'm not very happy to do that, because I know that it's kinda useless. Even if I do it, I cannot complete the set anyway, because I cannot farm Green Pursuit in Inferno, so it's a little bit discouraging. I think they made the game a little bit too much difficult for considering the difference, especially between Final Beta and now, but it is what it is. And now let's move very quick to the clip for Terrormaton. So this is the team that I use for Terrormaton Hell IV, and as usual, it's not a team I recommend. I was just doing it because I just kind of like enjoy to do it with Rosa, just because I invested a lot into this character, and I find it funny that a blue character can beat a green boss. And for survivability, we have Valerian. Then for a little bit of everything, we have Freya, which also is using Artisan to boost a little bit the survivability of the team with the shield. Then we have Dinah with Codex, and as you can imagine, this is to make sure that both my Rosa and Diting do as much damage as possible, because I switched out Lily, which I was trying to use before. And then of course as DPS we have Rosa and Diting. Diting is running Onslaught and Battle Wheel. It's like the very, very old set that I used with him before I had the one that now is using Rosa, which is Fury and Momentum. And so let's go ahead with the run. Of course Valerian is maxed out in the skill 3, which as you can see is very important, because otherwise Freya would have been dead already and the run would have been lost. I think both Dinah and Freya have around 120% accuracy, so just so you know. Despite that, Dinah didn't do the full debuff set, but it's okay. Then the big damage from Rosa, thanks to Revelation. The Diting is focused on the main body, obviously, because even with Rosa it was not enough to make him switch with the skill 2, the passive, on the main body instead of the AD. Then we get a little bit of damage, but everybody can tank it. And then again the skill 3 from Dinah, and this time the erosion was set properly. And now we have some extra damage from Diting. And that's it. It was a nice run. It's again, it's not a team that you build to farm properly Terrormaton, because again, you wouldn't want to use Rosa, but I'm just doing what I can with the unit I have, and that's it really. Let's go back very quick to the account. Now, before I finish the video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the reset event that we got back after all the drama that happened. I don't really want to talk about that stuff in my channel because, I mean, I don't really want my channel to take that direction where we talk about drama and all the stuff happening. You have other channel for that. I just want to talk about, like, I want my channel to be more chill, more relaxing, and we just talk about the game, how to progress, what to do, what to not do, the team building, and all that kind of stuff. I will leave the drama to other YouTubers. It's not my thing. And now, when it comes to the event, again, we see that mainly the only Inferno that you can clear right now, if you don't have Shadow Sania, is Doki Doki. Now, for Doki Doki, there are 3 main damage dealer. One is Masaya, one is Real Mocha, and one is Xiada, which, oh, I actually have. I didn't remember. I actually also have Xiada. And I'm considering if I want to reset Real Mocha to invest the 4 actually perfect lattice on one of the other unit. The thing is, if I want to do both Masaya or Xiada, I will have to max out at least 2 skill, which one is gonna be the skill 3 of Masaya, one is gonna be skill 2. For Xiada, really, it's they're kind of all important. Of course, you want to max out skill 3 for sure. The passive, of course, is also very, very good. So it's a little bit difficult because, again, with all the stuff that happened, I don't know what character are gonna get nerf or buff. Like, it's kind of difficult to trust them. So I would stay on Real Mocha if possible. Also, because if I reset Real Mocha, I will probably have to reset Grey. But I really enjoy Grey. I think it's a very fun character to have, very flexible. You can use him for a lot of stuff. So I kind of want to stay on my path and just keep Real Mocha. And also because I use my selector for Real Mocha, so it would piss me off a lot if I had to reset there. But yeah, let's just say I'm considering all the options, because it looks like it could be difficult. Even with all the damage I built on Real Mocha, it could still be difficult. And don't check now the stat because she's missing 2 modules. But yeah, it's definitely something to consider. Now, of course, if in these days you're rolling for a character and you find Shadow Sania in the light dark banner, of course that's gonna be super worth it, because it's really the only way for now to progress consistently in the game. Despite all the drama that she cannot clear Aurora anymore, she's still like super amazing for almost everything else. You could just do Terrormaton Inferno very easy, then move to Green Pursuit Inferno, build all your endgame set for your DPS with the stuff that you drop with Inferno difficulty, and then you can just move on to clear Doki Doki Inferno. Again, do the same stuff with other character by farming other Green Pursuit in Inferno, build more endgame stuff, and then at that point you're probably strong enough to do Aurora, even if you cannot use Shadow Sania anymore. So I would say the best path for progress now is actually for the people that have Shadow Sania. So if you're one of them, don't really reset the character that easy just because you cannot use her for Aurora and because all the drama. Like, think properly about your team, about your progress, and it's more likely than not that you want to keep the character instead of going for the reset. Which, it's kind of like the reason why we got the reset in the first place was because a lot of people want to reset Shadow Sania. But again, my take is that it's not a very good idea because it's still an amazing character. But yeah, that's it for the video. Let me know in the comments your opinion about all the situation, and hope to see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye bye.